Myself, Apeksha Bapurauji Talan, student of BSc second year at Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati under PHG group. My topic for seminar is variation of Gibbs and Helmholtz free energy with temperature, pressure, volume and Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Above all, let's discuss what is Gibbs free energy. The fraction of total energy which is isothermally means available at constant temperature available for converting into useful work is called free energy of system, denoted by the symbol of capital G, and it also known as thermodynamic potential. It given by the equation G equals to H minus Ts, where G is the Gibbs free energy, H is the enthalpy, T is the temperature and S is the entropy of the system. Now let's discuss what is Helmholtz free energy. The fraction of total internal energy which is adiabatically means at constant internal energy available for converting into useful work is Helmholtz free energy of system, denoted by the symbol of capital A and also known as thermodynamic work function. It given by the equation A equals to E minus Ts, where A is the Helmholtz free energy, E is the internal energy, T is absolute temperature and S is entropy of the system. Now let's discuss variation of Helmholtz function with temperature and volume. It begin by the equation for work function A equals to E minus Ts. Then if we differentiate this equation, then delta A equals to delta E minus T delta S minus S dt. Now from the definition of entropy change, ds is equals to dq reversible by T. We have to find the value for this dq reversible, and we get this from the first law of thermodynamics as dq reversible equals to dE minus dW. And if the work is restricted to the work of expansion only, then minus dW equals to pdV. If we put this value for minus dW in this equation number 4, we get dq reversible equals to dE plus pdV. And if we put this value for dq reversible in this equation number 3, so ds is equals to dE plus pdV upon T, or TdS is equals to dE plus pdV. So here if we put this value for TdS in equation number 2, we get dA equals to dE minus dE minus pdV minus SDT. So dA equals to minus pdV minus SDT. So this is the final equation we have derived. Now we have to get this equation in terms of constant temperature and constant pressure. At constant temperature this whole term became 0, so dA equals to minus pdV, and at constant volume this became 0, so dA equals to minus SDT. So at constant temperature, here look, dt is equals to 0, then dA upon dV at constant temperature is minus P, and if the volume is constant, that dV is 0, then dA upon dt at constant volume is equals to minus V. So these both equation gives us variation of Helmholtz function with temperature and volume. Now let's discuss variation of Gibbs function with temperature and pressure. It began by the equation of free energy that G is equals to H minus Ts. We saw this in the definition of Gibbs free energy. Now H from the definition of enthalpy is equals to E plus PV. So put this value for H in equation number 1, that G equals to E plus PV minus Ts. If we differentiate this equation, then we get this form. Now from the definition of entropy change, ds is equals to dq reversible upon T, and dq reversible is dE plus pdV from first law of thermodynamics, as we saw in the earlier equation as well. So here TdS is equals to dE plus pdV. Now we are going to put this value for TdS in equation number 4. So here dJ is equals to dE plus pdV minus VdP minus dE plus pdV minus SdT. So dG is equals to VdP minus SdT. So here this is the very important equation. Why? Because this expression gives us change in free energy with the change in pressure and change in temperature, so also called as total differential equation. And now what happened in this equation with constant temperature and constant volume? At constant temperature this term became 0, so dG is equals to VdP, and at constant pressure this became 0, so dG is equals to SdT. Okay, so now, so here at constant temperature dg upon dp at constant temperature is V, and at constant pressure dg upon dt at constant temperature is minus S. So this both equation gives us variation of Gibbs function with the temperature and pressure. Now let's move on to the Gibbs and Helmholtz equation. So the variation of free energy with change in temperature and change in pressure is dg is equals to vdp minus sdt, that we saw this equation in the variation of Gibbs wave function. At constant pressure, variation of free energy change with temperature is given by dg is equals to minus sdt, because this term becomes 0. Now if we take g1 and g2 as initial and final free energies of the system, and S1 and S2s are the entropies in initial and final state of the system, then dg1 we get two equation. dg1 is equals to minus s1 dt and dg2 is equals to minus s2 dt, and these equation are at constant temperature and constant pressure. So if we now if we consider these two equation, that is number 3 and number 2, then dg2 minus dg1 is equals to s2 minus s1 dt, and d delta g is equals to minus delta s dt. At constant pressure, d delta g upon dt is equals to minus s. Now from the definition of Gibbs free energy, delta g is equals to delta h minus t delta s. Minus t delta s is equals to delta g minus delta h, and delta s is equals to delta g minus delta h upon t. If we put this value for delta s in equation number 4, we get d delta g upon dt at constant pressure is equals to delta h minus delta g upon t, and here we get our final equation as for the equation of Gibbs and Helmholtz free energy, that is delta g is equals to delta h plus t d delta g upon dt at constant pressure. And if we want Gibbs Helmholtz equation in terms of work function and internal energy, then delta A is equals to delta E plus T d delta A upon dt at constant volume. So this is the derivation for Gibbs Helmholtz equation. Now what are the applications for Gibbs and Helmholtz equation? So Gibbs Helmholtz equation is used to calculate EMF of the reversible cell. Again, if we know the standard potential of an electrode at 2 or more temperature, then we can determine entropy of the reversible ion by using the suitable form for Gibbs and Helmholtz equation. And if we know and if we have to calculate the enthalpy change, then we can also do this by using the Gibbs and Helmholtz equation. So these are some applications for Gibbs Helmholtz equation. Here we conclude with our the topic.